Hey guys, it's Cord Ross and welcome to 6 News. So today we've got a lot of stuff to go over when it comes to Iana, Blackbeard, Azami, balancing of the 1.5, frag grenades, and a whole lot more as this goes over the balancing for not just year 8, but into year 9. So let's begin with the balancing philosophy and objectives. So they say here that in Rainbow Six Siege, every operator is an expert with the focus proficiency that gives them strength. Very strong in the right situation, but with flaws in the wrong ones. So our balancing philosophy is all about providing you with the right set of tools to confront very specific situations. For any situation you encounter in the game, there should be a wide but also limited solution. And they say this year we aim to reduce strong jack-of-all-trade operators to ensure every decision you make through a thoughtful process behind it. We also want to continue to enhance the game's tactical playstyle by working towards balancing solutions which emphasize the importance on operator gadgets. I do wonder if this is a more recent change with this balancing going towards operator gadgets, because we just had Thorn with the 1.5, and that obviously doesn't feel like they're emphasizing the gadget when they do that, but they do say they've been working on a big balancing change behind the scenes that should come together either at the end of this year or sometime next year. So let's move on and talk about what they're looking to do. So year 8 and beyond. Attachment, ADS, and frags. So we are aware of the current community concerns around the 1.5 site. While the attachment choices should be meaningful, it should drive your operator pick. To this end, the balancing team has been working over the past few months on new vectors to balance operators and their loadouts. So last couple of months, maybe this is a recent change when going for the operator gadget as the main balancing thing, because that would line up pretty much with the 1.5 being given to Thorn. Then we've got a very important paragraph here, which is right now both frag grenades and the 1.5 site are highly utilized and can have a large effect on the success and presence of an operator. Swapping these between loadouts is a short-term solution. We are currently taking the time needed to polish a larger set of changes that will bring more sustainable balance in levers, allowing us to make less binary changes in the future. The team is actively working on a solution for this complex and enhanced issue in the game's meta. So big takeaway here is frag grenades 1.5 should see something big coming for that. Then I think we have what to me is the biggest paragraph in this whole thing. So we recognize that a number of operators such as Iana, Azami, Warden, Solis, Blackbeard don't feel right at the moment, and of course Recruit shares a similar position. We are in the process of prototyping effective solutions to make these feel balanced and worthy. This is extremely interesting. What the heck are they planning to do to Recruit? And I'd love to honestly see Recruit back in ranked. So what the heck are they doing? Like, it's been a while since his last rework, so I'm really curious to see what they'll do with Recruit. And then the mention here of course, Blackbeard, because I think Azami, Iana, Warden, Solis, these are all going to get nerfed in some way. Like something is going to happen to these that will nerf them in some way. But Blackbeard, I assume that would have to be a rework, right? Because you can't really make his shield better or worse. You're going to have to do a complete change to him. So I'm assuming that's going to be a rework. And then, yeah, Iana, Azami, Warden, and Solis. So I think Azami will be probably quite a big rework of how our gadget works. Iana, I don't really know. They could do quite a lot of stuff there. Warden, they're going to probably have to get rid of the 1.5, but then he's going to become a really weak operator again, so I don't know if they'll do something else with him. And of course, Solis is going to probably get a big chunk of nerfs, as she's extremely powerful right now. So then they say what's coming next. So in an upcoming mid-season update, and I expect this mid-season update to be very normal. I'm not expecting to see anything crazy in it. I think it's going to be similar, like take away 1.5s, take away frags, add a couple of things here and there, and that'll be kind of it. Because they'll say we'll be making a number of short-term adjustments. So I think that's what they'll be doing, just pulling stuff off of operators and whatever. And adjustments to help boost operator presence and variety, or to rein in where it's needed. And then they say, in parallel to this, we have a long-term plan in the pipeline for weaker and more powerful operators. These plans will help to reinforce the tactical gameplay that Siege is known for, bringing the focus back to gadgets and utility. With this, running and gunning will come with an increased risk and difficulty. And definitely the biggest thing here is this sentence, making running and gunning more risky and difficult. So what the heck does that mean? I think that means probably some sort of major change to the gunplay. And I made some crazy guesses on what they were going to do with Quick Match, and one of them was pre-set up sites, which ended up being the thing they did actually have for making Quick Match quicker. I honestly did not expect that to be ever a thing, but they did it, and that was one of the only things I could think of that would make Quick Match faster. So with this, I think there's a couple of major things I'm going to just put out there as things that probably shouldn't happen, but could easily happen as some of these things to reduce how good the TDM meta is right now. So maybe they get rid of the one headshot mechanic. That could happen. I don't want that to happen, but I could see that being something that'll make it a bit, worse. Then they could also slow down operators. So right now, of course, 3 speeds are still picked for their speed. They could pull that back quite a chunk. They could slow down leaning. They could slow down a lot of stuff. So there's a lot here they could do, and this one is, I think everything is in the air for this. Like a lot of things could change, but I don't expect to see this until year 9. That's my guess. I don't think we'll see this big change here until year 9, and we'll probably not know until maybe the review of the roadmap next year in February, so we'll see. And then they say here, there's a considerable amount of work being done until we can bring all those solutions to the live servers. Due to the nature of some of these changes, in the meantime, we continue to bring you balancing updates by selecting topics which, on one hand, allow us to make the necessary adjustments to the meta and work towards this goal, and on the other hand, aren't taking too much time or resources away from the longer term plans and priorities. I think to me, what I take away from this is we're not going to see any major changes probably in the next 2 seasons when it comes to balancing. I think obviously things will change on operators, but there's not going to be like some game changing stuff that comes in. I think we'll probably end up with a TDM meta for at least the rest of this season, and then as we go into the next year, I think we'll see the meta really potentially change quite a bit. Then we'll talk about what's coming in year 8 and more. So I'm not going to hit on the grim stuff. We've already kind of gone over that a bunch of times. Same with Rust Rework. I think right now I'm quite happy with it. They've increased the revive time, which was my major concern, but I'm not too fussed by it. However, they have confirmed again that this is coming during Season 3. So at the launch of Season 3, Frost is exactly as she normally was. And then at some point, they don't say mid-season or anything like that, just at some point, this rework will come in. So it might come in before the mid-season, who knows. But yeah, of course, it's coming. So we'll kind of skip that. We've gone over a bunch before. They do have a paragraph here going over why is she being changed. And I don't think this is going to reduce the controversy at all, but if you want, of course, you can pause and read that. And there'll be a link in the description as well, of course, to the original notes if you want to go read them yourself. So, Fuse's cluster charge. This is interesting. And to me, it's not yet been shown how potentially powerful this is. So you can like fuse the skylights and stuff like that by using Osa's shield. And it is limited because you can't put Osa's shield too close to objects, so you are limited that way. But it's going to be interesting. And with Fuse, you do need a surface to put your charges on, which in some sites, there just isn't a surface. So it could well be that Osa teaming up with Fuse could create all new tactics that we've never seen before. Because I don't think we've even seen the surface of how it's going to be used in like pro play and stuff like that. But for the moment on the test server, it's fun, but it's not really like super useful. But it will potentially become, I think, a game changer for Fuse and Osa in the live servers as people play with it and test things out. Now guys, I'm an ambassador for the Champion Roadmap. If you want to actually pay to get trained to be better at Rainbow Six Siege, you can use the code ROSS for $100 off for a 6-week training program. And this is being done by the guy that originally started on Fiverr doing training programs, and now he's got a proper school going for Siege. Then we've got the shotgun rework. So this is changing all the shotguns except for the slug firing ones. There's a lot of concerns because we've basically been here a couple of times before where shotguns were made OP, and a lot of the times that was due to them having a headshot multiplier, which is back. So if you get like 1 or 2 pellets on target, you can do significant damage. But of course, it's still kind of random. They talk about trying to make this a more consistent weapon, but it's still got that inconsistency because it fires pellets in a random pattern. And even if you do reward people by firing down their sights, which brings the pellets spread in, I just don't know if it's going to be quite what they want when it comes out, but we'll see. A lot of people have been testing it. I've seen a lot of videos of people absolutely destroying with them, so I don't know if this is going to be too powerful or not. It could be as soon as Season 3 launches, we end up with a shotgun meta for the rest of the season, but I'm hoping not, but we'll certainly have to wait and see. Then we got a little mention of what's coming later, so Season 4, Shield Rework. So we got a little teaser of this at the start of the year. You'll be able to reload your gun behind your shield. You're also going to be able to melee people, but it'll no longer be a melee, it'll be a knockback, which makes sense to me because if you're getting hit with a big shield, you shouldn't really be getting knocked down. So I quite like it, but I don't know if it's going to be good for shields or not. And again, it's a risky one. They have tried to buff shields in the past. Again, it went bad and they became overpowered. Then they had to nerf them, and now they're in kind of a rubbish position at the moment. So I do look forward to seeing this, but of course, a lot of worry that they could get it wrong, but we'll see. Then we've got a huge one. So this is actually in year 9. This is when I think we'll see most of the really big balancing changes, maybe even with like season 1 of year 9 or something like that, which would be about February. And this is specifically talking about Azami. So right now, Azami can make incredible defensive setups that can really be hard for attackers at times to get through. And she can make super small holes that she can then shoot through. And of course, it's kind of like the old bullet holes tactic that you used to have in this game. And Azami can kind of do that. So yeah, they're going to be doing something with her gadget. We're going to probably see a gadget rework with Azami. Now, I have no idea what they'll do. Some simple stuff they could do is maybe make it so that, have it so that Azami barriers that are close to each other, instead of leaving little holes, would automatically fill those holes to make it so you can't see through. They could make it so that the barriers actually have a health pool, so if you shoot at them long enough, you can break them, things like that. There is definitely a lot that can be done. But of course, Azami's barriers right now are extremely versatile, so I could see them just pulling back. They could obviously make them smaller as well. There's a lot they can do, but that's not coming until year 9, so we'll see. And then we got the conclusion here, which is community concerns are our concerns. We are refactoring and making proactive changes behind the scenes to answer the feedback you are sharing with us to make Siege this unique tactical shooter experience we all enjoy. So yeah, it does sound like this change in their kind of thinking only just started in a couple of months. So I think this is going to take a while till we actually see it. And my guess is we'll see most of these big changes in year 9, not year 8. I think we'll see the TDM meta stick around for a while. I think the 1.5 meta going to stick around for a while, but we will see probably a bunch of that change with mid-season patches on who has those gadgets. But yeah, it's a good read. It's certainly interesting, and I do want a more varied game. Like, I don't want to see Warden every single round. And certainly my biggest takeaways are the mention of Blackbeard and Recruit, because those are both very interesting for me. Just kind of curious what they'll do. And then they're going to change something about the gunplay, making running and gunning more difficult. I am super curious what that will end up being. And just like with Quick Match, I'm going to throw out the ideas that they might do some crazy stuff that we've never seen before, like maybe get rid of the one headshot. And it's also possible that there will be repeating mistakes from the past, like say with the shotgun headshot multiplier coming back. That could all cause trouble. It might well be that the next season will launch and we'll have a shotgun meta rather than a 1.5 meta. Who knows? So anyway guys, let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll catch you next time.